Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome back. Today, let's talk about whether it is possible to live a zero-waste life. Slow living is about living intentional. Being intentional in making our beautiful planet livable for us and the future 7th generations is imperative. I'm going to discuss 5 tips we can use to get as close to zero waste as possible. If you can only get to a less waste lifestyle instead, that's great. Do what you can, it all makes a difference. Okay, so let's get into it. Zero waste living is increasing more each day as the world wakes up to the climate crisis. I've seen people who show that they can fit all their household waste in a jar. This type of zero waste is good, but not reasonable for most. I began a zero waste journey only to find it's nearly impossible if you don't have things like zero waste or bulk stores easily available. When shopping, I try to purchase items in sustainable packaging. Purchasing items in jars that can be reused and compostable packaging is a start. Bring your own cloth bags when shopping. And until corporations make a change, it becomes hard for most of the population to go completely zero waste. Recycling makes us feel good, but the ugly truth is that most plastic bottles can only be recycled once. There have been instances of positive reactions from consumers sending letters and emails to companies of products that they purchase, but there's still much to do. The EPA estimates the average American produces 4.4 pounds of waste per day. That's 1,606 pounds per year. That's just for one person. There are many facets of zero waste living. So, here are 5 tips to start off. Now, many of these tips fall into more than one category. For example, you can refuse single waste-use plastic, and you can also reuse it if you can't refuse it. Now let's get into the list. Number 1, refuse what you don't need. The world contains much plastic and is very disposable. Just look around and see how many things around us are either single-use, made of plastic, covered in plastic, or all of the above. All these consumables are piling up in landfills and our oceans at a staggering rate. The easiest change to make is refusing these types of items. When you're out and about, refuse plastic straws. Carry metal straws, or don't use straws at all. Carry refillable bottles for water and coffee. If they don't accept your refillable bottle for coffee, just ask for a ceramic cup and enjoy your beverage at the coffee shop. Refuse plastic cutlery. There are many alternatives like bamboo and stainless steel. You can make or purchase storage bags for them that you can carry around easily with you. Refuse plastic grocery bags. Use reusable totes, cotton, or mesh net produce bags. You can also make your own with old t-shirts and bed sheets. Refuse buying coffee filters. When making coffee at home, use a French press or a stovetop coffee maker. If you have a machine that uses pods, get reusable pods and fill it with your own coffee. Refuse napkins or paper towels. Replace them with reusable cloth napkins and rags. Refuse plastic food containers. If you already own Tupperware or other plastic containers, don't throw them out. Just don't buy any more. If you absolutely need more containers, purchase glass or stainless. You can carry one with you when going to restaurants, and you can place leftovers in them to bring home. Refuse plastic sandwich bags. Instead, use stasher bags, beeswax wraps, or a reusable cotton sandwich wrap. Refuse to purchase toilet paper. I know, this was a hard one. But instead, install a bidet. There are many inexpensive ones that are easy to install. Cotton squares can be used to dry off and are easily washable. And bidets clean so well, the only thing you'll be using the cotton squares for is drying off. Refuse to purchase disposable razors. Purchase a safety razor with replaceable stainless steel blades instead. In the description below, I'll list all the items that I personally use and have found helpful. Okay, let's move on to number 2, reducing. Reconsider just how much stuff you really don't need and pass it on to someone who has use for it. It will also help you in decluttering and living a more minimal life. Reduce the number of new clothes. If you must purchase, avoid fast fashion. What is fast fashion? Well, fast fashion is inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass market retailers in response to the latest trends. Fast fashion has an enormous environmental footprint for both its production and disposal. It relies on toxic fabric dyes and other chemicals that contaminate fresh water. Purchase pieces that will last a long time and can be worn without trying to keep up with the latest trend. Reduce the amount of laundry washes to only once a week. Try and use cold water only. Wash items only when dirty, not only after one wear. Try to hang your clothes to dry from time to time, saving energy from always using the dryer. Reduce purchasing the newest technology. Use the slow tech philosophy. Repair it if it fails. Even better, purchase well-made, warranty-backed items. Number 3, reuse by repurposing. Reuse old Tupperware. If it no longer is useful for food storage, look to see if you can use it to store non-food items. If it's deep enough, use it to plant herbs. Reuse some food waste. Use vegetable scraps to make vegetable stock. Use lemon and orange peels to make a citrus cleaner. Regrow vegetables from root vegetable ends. Reuse clothes. Learn basic sewing skills. Patch up minor problems. Reuse worn-out clothes and towels by cutting them up and using them for reusable rags around the house. And number 4, recycle. This is a really easy one, but you need to only recycle what you cannot refuse, reduce, or reuse. Recycling should be the last resort. Recycle properly. Stick to the guidelines in your area for roadside recycling. Check to see if it can be recycled before disposing of it. Read the labels and make sure you're not accidentally throwing something away if it can be recycled. Number 5, rot. Compost the rest. Compost your food waste. There are many compost bins available for your balcony and backyard composting. If you don't compost, collect it for someone who does. There are small composting bins that fit on the counter and larger backyard bins. These are some of the ways you can begin the zero waste or less waste lifestyle. Remember, zero waste is a journey. It's not about the destination. And don't be overwhelmed. Start small and focus on getting the basics right. There's no perfect zero or less waste lifestyle. Every effort counts. I hope these tips were of some help to you all. Remember, you are on a zero waste or less waste journey. I've included links in the description below of some of the things I incorporate into my less waste lifestyle. There's no extra charge to you by using the links below. If you have any suggestions that can benefit myself and others, please leave it below. Also, if you'd like more details on any of the One Sustainable efforts I've mentioned, leave it below in the comments. Thank you for spending this time with me. Subscribe, and until next time, be kind to yourself.